Good morning. Welcome back to the morning show. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at
the fabulous Arizona Center.
Our friends are back from Liberty Wildlife. At least Laura is back. She's joining us today with a creepy crawly.
Indeed, with Elmer.
Elmer the Snake.
Indeed. And come and find out why he's named Elmer.
Marshall, I'm curious. You've lived here for a long time. I've lived here my whole life. People talk about in the summer how you just hibernate, but I feel like you're still pretty active. What do you get up to in the summer when it's still this hot?
Well, you know, there was a point in time where it actually slowed down.
Yeah.
But I think in some ways it actually speeds up in summer because it's that time where people want to kind of meet, but not necessarily, hey, let's go do this and be active, but oh, let's go sit over here and talk and plot, plan, and create.
You know what I always want to happen? I did this when I actually helped run a film festival. I used to help run Filmstock Film Festival, which was a blast.
Ah.
So I don't like the dance parties that like have the really loud DJ and then like the pool's just like packed like body to body. I like chill pool parties, you know, and like the nice little drinks, the umbrellas, where you can hang out and lounge in the pool. And I'm like, why don't people host more pool party get-togethers? Why? I want that.
Well, you know, but that's kind of what summer's about. Is it's smaller because it's like, well, you know, you invite some folks over. It's like, well, 3 of them are out of town.
Yeah.
And so it's always a smaller gathering, but in some ways it's kind of like, almost like going to a conference where it's like you get more work done there than
so
you
guys,
do.
I got a new mic as part of season 2.
Right.
I am the problem child apparently with the mic because I flail and my hair and my jewelry. So they gave me a magnet mic.
And the magnet's not the issue, it's the clip of the mic.
The clip doesn't want to stay on my magnet mic. So anyway.
Maybe we'll get like a drop of glue.
Look,
or
now
something.
it's all long. Whatever. This is fun. This is great season 2 energy right now. I love it.
But also, I mean, there's also, I think, more downtime. So I know it's like the number of emails I've got about, hey, you know, let's talk about doing something. It's like, it's too hot now, but it's like, you know, let's plan for the fall.
Plan ahead, yeah.
Right. So already planning road trips to go look at small collections kind of throughout the state. So.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like, you can do little road trips to just get a little bit cooler. You know, go up to Flagstaff, go up to Sedona, you know, just get it. Even that 10-degree drop makes a big difference sometimes when you're in heat like this. The other thing I find that Pat and I do a lot more that we don't do, I just was thinking about this, we see a lot more movies in the summer. We'll go to the cinema a lot because the AC is really good, you know, like, so that's something that I've noticed we pick up on in the summer. Yeah.
I haven't because I guess there's not many movies I'm like, I want to go see that, so.
They just had Titanic back on the big screen. I didn't get to go, but I was so tempted because like when that came out originally, my mom and I saw that in theaters, I'm not kidding, 7 times.
Wow.
We loved it. We were like obsessed with it. So when I saw it was back on the big screen, I was like, oh, I feel like I should go see it again. But I couldn't make it.
See, and I knew somebody who was doing a sock puppet version of Titanic. And sadly, I couldn't make it to a single show. I was so disappointed.
That would be disappointing.
Exactly. I mean, I would love to see Titanic done with sock puppets.
So you want to, okay, have you heard of, I might reverse it, Film and Fork and Film? Have you heard of this?
Tell me about it. Maybe I have just under a different name or.
So they are in like other cities. They've been, you know, in like the bigger cities like New York and LA and San Francisco. They just came to Tempe. And what they do is they screen a film that has a lot of kind of food throughout the film, and then they serve you the dishes.
Oh, so like Big Night.
Yeah,
Okay.
And so, being a Disney nerd, the one they're doing in Tempe right now is Ratatouille. I really want to go. Tickets are like $200 though per person. That seems normal, I guess, though, for like all the, because you get all the food that they serve in the movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a huge. Okay.
Yeah. So I will say this, if you're excited about it as I am, I don't know where they like released it or how people found out about it, but out of like 2 months worth of dates, there's 3 shows that are left that you can go do those. So yeah.
But you know, we could do that here.
You gonna cook? You gonna do it?
Look, you get your own baggie.
Yeah, okay. A little ham sandwich.
Well,
Thanks,
ham sandwich,
Marshall.
or a Korean corn dog. So.
But I just thought that was really cool because it's like, I love that idea of watching the movie and then literally like at the end, you know, when he brings out for the critic the ratatouille, someone comes and sets the ratatouille in front of you, you know, and that's just really cool. But that's just one of culinary experiences that I feel like I can't afford to do. You might have gotten an invite because you're like an influencer. Have you done the Tiny Chef at the Biltmore?
No.
No?
And I'm okay with that.
Are you?
I
I'm
am.
curious. Why? I see you being judgy. What's the?
It's like, you know, for me, the focus is the food. And I'm like, okay, so now there's this little gimmick. And my fear is that, did they put too much thought into that and that the food has dropped in quality? I would rather have the focus on the food.
See, I feel like for that, I would just shift my mind. Like, I don't think I would go for the food. I think I would go for like the experience of like the interactive component to it. Because I will say this, like I've seen in Japan and China, those restaurants where like the whole room is basically a projector and a screen and they like you are part of this art immersion as you eat. That always looked really cool. But yeah, the Tiny Chef is like a story and he like comes up to your plate with stuff. It's really cute. Marshall's not impressed.
It's like, again, it's like I'm back to the food. I'm like,
fine.
does it enhance the, I mean, does he like bring some extra Parmesan cheese and then like there's a little dust that flies out of a little nozzle that comes, right, boom. No, but I was up in Flagstaff and at Shift, Pecorino Gelato.
I'm going this weekend.
So,
do you think they'll still have it? Shift changes their menu all the time.
Yeah, as well. So the Shift, so they not just change the menu, but also the chef changes as well.
Yeah.
So the rotation. So actually went 2 nights. And at the last bit we saw one of theirs had pepperoni ice cream, and I was like, oh, I really want to try that, but I don't want a whole dessert.
Yeah.
And so then the next night went back because I didn't get the dessert, so I just went back really for dessert.
Okay.
And I thought the pepperoni ice cream by itself got lost in the other dessert. So I'm kind of glad to have it by it. So now I'm like, okay, time to fire up the ice cream maker, and we're gonna make some at home.
That's a good reminder. I should make a reservation before I head up there. Yeah.
I always book a reservation before we
that's a
even
good
get on the
idea.
road, so that we don't have to worry about it. When are we going? I already know.
It's so funny because I'm not usually, I mean, for certain restaurants that I love and that are hard to get into, I will make a reservation. But like Pat's parents, when they travel, every meal is booked before they leave. Like, and that stresses me out because I feel like I can't be
Well, right.
spontaneous.
It's like I don't want that. Oh, I can't
Yeah.
go do anything else because it's like, well, I've got to be at dinner. I've got to have lunch, dinner.
Yeah.
So I don't like having those scheduled
Like
things.
we went to Hawaii with them and it was lovely. I'm so thankful they invited us, but they had a dinner reservation every night and it was like, what if I'm just enjoying the beach at this time? Like,
right, and and I might get doing something that maybe I don't want to go to dinner right now, and maybe
Yeah.
I don't want a full dinner. Maybe I just want a little nosh here because, we've found that little
well, I know.
street food on the corner and
Little
had some of
shrimp
that.
taco truck or something. Yeah.
Right,
But
and just
anyway.
gonna enjoy the experience. I mean,
But I mean, they are legit like foodie travelers. Like I think
Okay.
that is what the trip is about for them is
Ah.
the food. So it's just interesting. But you know else who loves food, who actually did not get to eat because he's visiting us today and they didn't want him to get sick, is little Elmer. So we're gonna go meet Elmer so he can go have
Exactly.
his meal.
and welcome back to the morning show. I am Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at
The fabulous Arizona Center.
And we are, well, you know Laura. We're here with Laura with Liberty Wildlife. But we are also here with Elmer.
Elmer. Hi, Elmer.
He doesn't look real, does he?
No.
He looks like he's just a
No,
little
this
toy
one,
on the
it
table.
It looks like a toy. You're right.
Well, let's see. We can wake him up a little bit. Oh, the tongue went
saw
out a
the
little
Oh,
bit.
there goes the tongue.
Here goes the tongue. Do you guys have a fear of snakes, or would you like to hold parts of Elmer and put your hands out and?
Oh wow.
Hold.
Oh wow.
Is it cool?
Is that a good oh wow?
Oh wow. I wasn't quite expecting that.
So people think that snakes are slimy. They're not sure exactly what to expect. He's really smooth along the bottom. to help him
Yeah.
along.
Yeah, that's what
But then
that's what I was
the
owing
back,
about.
he's got those scales there that some
Right.
people say when they're afraid to touch him. I say it feels a little bit like a basketball, like the roughness
can
of a
see that.
basketball.
The
little
bottom,
loose
I
one.
was really surprised.
I was
about.
surprised by
Really,
the
yes.
bottom. I wasn't expecting
'Cause
that
I've
texture. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
I've
Yeah.
touched like stingrays. You
Oh
know?
right, yeah. They have that kind of
it feels
it's almost squishy.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like it's very smooth like
Yeah.
that. Okay,
So
so
now he's awake.
what is Elmer?
So Elmer is a gopher snake, which is a very common snake here in Arizona. They're one of our largest ones. They can get
You're
to be about
not
5
a
or
common snake.
Yeah, right now.
You're not a.
Get to be about 5 or 6 feet long. They get into trouble here because they look like a rattlesnake.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they are a constrictor. I wouldn't let you guys hold anything venomous. But they're a constrictor, but they do still have teeth, so they catch prey with their mouth and hold onto it and then squeeze to kill and then swallow whole.
Swallow whole.
Yes.
Impressive.
Yeah, so they can
Elmer.
open their mouths and eat things about 3 to 4 times the size of their heads. So that's like if we went to the supermarket and got
Whoa.
those little small watermelons
Yeah.
and just shovel it right in.
That's a great visual.
I
really
I'm like,
enjoyed
that's
that.
such a perfect. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does he eat?
He is a carnivore, so he's going to look for a small furry thing. So lots of rodents, mice, maybe little baby bunnies. Sorry, but yeah, all those little fuzzy things that you find
But
on the
not
ground.
the cute bunnies.
Not never the. No, thank you. Right? Yeah.
No.
No, they're all cute. But he's good for rodent control. So snakes are actually really good to have around. So
Yeah.
you don't get all those rats and pests and everything in your gardens and in your houses and everything.
Sorry, he's unwinding a little bit. So,
I don't know if this means he's relaxing.
He's very
or-
relaxed.
is he?
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
relaxed. He's probably about, let's see, he's going on 9 years old, 10 years old now. When we've had him since he was a baby. So he was about this big when he was brought to Liberty Wildlife on a glue trap, a sticky trap.
Oh,
hence the name
Elmer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he's been with us ever since then. They're really hard to relocate back out into the wild once they've come into a wildlife center like ours
Okay.
and been rehabilitated for a bit of time because they have a very specific home location. And
Okay.
so because he was with us as a youngster, he had a little bit of damage from the glue trap. We were able to keep him and add him to our education program. So he's obviously very used to being handled and being out.
Indeed.
How long do snakes normally live?
They can live upwards of 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And so they can continue to grow all of their lives. But he's probably hit most of his max for the most part. He's done most of his growing. So if we were to stretch him out, he's probably closing in on about 5 feet.
Oh, taller than me.
He's taller than you, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Elmer.
Yeah.
Okay. So
You kind of look like a watermelon. Be careful.
I drank watermelon juice this morning too. So I'm curious. I know I'm going to ask maybe kind of an obvious question. Like, obviously, you know it's not a rattlesnake if they don't have a rattler at the end. Is there any other distinguishable factors, like if you're trying to determine if the snake is dangerous or not?
Sometimes they say you can look at the shape of the head, and the more angular the head, the more likely it's a venomous one because they've got the pits for the venom in there. Nothing's ever 100% true. And these guys actually use that to their advantage. So they will mimic a rattlesnake. So if they feel threatened, they're going to coil up like a rattlesnake, put their head flat on the ground to make it look a little bit more angular, and stick that cute little tail that's right there by you
Yeah.
and shake it. It doesn't make a noise, but that
But it'll
whole
shake
move and
it.
everything should look like a rattlesnake and hopefully scare the predator away.
Interesting.
So,
Such
yeah.
a smart cookie you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Now, I know we're touching this snake, and maybe I should have asked it before, but like, there's certain animals where, you know, if you touch it, not so good for humans or for them.
Yeah.
Is that
We
any
always
of that
say
apply?
don't touch anything out in the wild.
No touching.
Yeah, pretty much anything out in the wild isn't used to being handled, so it's going to defend itself. It's going to either try and get away, and if it can't get away, it might turn around and bite. So you will see these guys in the wild, and they will try to defend themselves if you pick them up.
Yeah.
He's obviously been handled for 10 years now, so he's used to it and used to being a little superstar in studio. But yeah, generally, rule of thumb is don't pick an animal up in the
Yeah.
wild. On the other hand, if it's sick or injured,
certainly observe it, and you can call our hotline, and we can let you know if it's safe, to scoop up.
How do you know if a snake is sick?
Usually, it's really hard to tell because they're lethargic and they don't move a lot,
Like
or
me. No.
or they're the opposite and they're moving too much. There's like 10 plus different signs of stress of a snake, and so it's basically a change in behavior. But if you don't know snakes, you're not going to know that. So, but we just had one come into the hospital last week that had gotten attacked by a dog. And the reason it was so easy for the dog to get it was because it had just eaten. And so it was really slow. So we got it. It had a puncture wound in its belly. You could see where the rat was being digested. And then the puncture wound was right there, and we could actually see the rat getting digested.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he had to go through surgery, and hopefully things will turn out well there for him.
So talk to me about their senses, like the eyes, the nose, and then like the black tongue.
Yeah, that little tongue coming out. So that's him smelling, because that's really their best sense right there. And so they've got the forked tongue that comes out, and they're picking up all the different scent particles in the air.
Okay.
And if it comes back into its mouth and touches, there's a special organ on the roof of its mouth that sends messages to its brain, and so it can say, okay, on the left side of my tongue is the windows over there. On the right side looks like smells like not much over there. So that way I'm going to go towards this direction.
Okay.
So it's helping them determine which way to go, really. So that's their strongest sense. They really don't use sound. They don't have ears. If you look closely, there's no ear holes or anything.
Yeah.
So they use vibration on the ground a lot as well.
Can he see well, though?
He can see.
Okay.
That's not their strongest sense. They don't have eyelids either. So you'll never know if a snake is sleeping because they're sleeping with their eyes open.
Okay, because I saw he was sitting there, and you're like, oh, he's sleeping. I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, and I don't really know for sure how to tell them they're sleeping or not, but
She was lying to us. Oh, he's sleeping.
yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
not.
he seemed very content to sit there, so we'll call it sleeping.
He was very
resting.
happy. Yes.
Yeah. Now, so I'm not a snake owner, so I was kind of curious to learn that you feed him once a week.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's like a good amount.
More
for a
than
snake.
enough. Yeah, they have a very slow metabolism. So you imagine they're eating something as big as 3 to 4 times the size of their head. It starts digesting as soon as it gets into their body and digests all the way down. And they have the same organs as us. They're just, everything is elongated. So the stomach starts here and goes the length of
Wait,
the
so
wing.
do they poop?
They do, but
Where?
only about right where
In your
you're holding.
hands.
But they only poop about once a week.
Okay.
So because it takes that longer to go.
Let's see if I get lucky today.
Exactly.
Yeah, it
Buy a
all comes
lottery
out of-
ticket.
It's always good luck
Once
when
a
wildlife
week.
poops
Okay,
on
so
you.
like eat once a week, poop once a
Yes.
week.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in terms of pet ownership, people who get like ball pythons as pets and everything like that, they're fairly easy to maintain.
Why are they called gopher snakes? Because they eat gophers?
They actually will live in the gopher holes. Gophers are generally a little bit too large for them, but they will use the old holes that gophers have left behind.
Okay.
So you'll find them out in the desert trying to find cool places.
You eat, but where you live.
Yeah.
Got
He's gonna
it.
come say hi.
Oh,
See if
hello.
he can tickle you with his tongue.
Aww.
Would he bite Marshall?
I mean, anything with a mouth can bite. But I
I'd
don't.
bite him back. That's what I would do.
He's definitely used to eating mice, and you don't taste or you haven't rubbed mice on you or anything like
This
that,
could
so you
look
should be
like
afraid of it.
My new cologne, my ode to mice.
Maybe that's why he keeps going for you. He's like, there's
Right,
a mice,
exactly.
a mouse on its chin.
It's like, oh, what's going on? There's a mouse over there.
Okay, any other fun or cool facts we should know about the gopher snake?
I just think his story's really good because he came into us on that sticky trap. And so we really do try to tell people not to put those glue traps outside because we've had it come in where the trap is out and the bugs that are supposed to be caught are on it. And then the lizards that like to eat those bugs come on.
to get
And then the bird
bugs.
that likes to eat those lizards come on. And then a snake like Elmer comes along and like, that's a smorgasbord. I'm going to go ahead and eat the whole thing. And they all come in. We've had this whole like web of, food chain on those glue traps. And it doesn't kill them. They just kind of slowly die.
Oh, that's awful.
So it's horrible.
Don't do the glue traps.
Yeah. So we ask that you don't do those. The best thing to do is actually promote wildlife into your yard.
Okay.
Because scorpions may be scary, but scorpions eat crickets. And
these would
snakes
be
may be
fine
scary,
around
but they eat the
humans,
rodents.
right?
Yes.
Like,
yeah, these guys are around the humans.
So, Okay, cool.
See, there you go.
Well, thank you,
All right.
Laura, for bringing
Yeah,
Elmer.
thank you for being brave enough to hold him.
Yeah, this is super cool. Okay, do your usual shtick. Share
Sure.
what people
Exactly.
can learn
Tell
about
us
what
all
you
about
do.
Liberty Wildlife.
So you can find out about Liberty Wildlife at libertywildlife.org. We do have a hotline in case you have any questions about wildlife that you come across, and it's 480-998-5550.
Beautiful. Well,
Thank
it was
you.
so fun to hang out with
Yes.
you, Elmer. My grandfather will be so proud to
Yeah.
know that there's a snake with his namesake. And if you would like to follow us, you can do so at hello@onthemorningshow. That's email. I told you, I'm rusty
See,
at this.
I know. We need the little
I know.
sign down there just to say.
You can email us at hello@onthemorningshow.com, but you can hit us up on Instagram at onthemorningshow. All right, Marshall. So we're doing our next themed
Oh,
things to do.
What's the theme?
This-
Disco balls?
A whole theme on disco
Yeah.
balls. Actually, I probably could do that. No, it is kind of like wellness and self-care, just stuff that'll make you feel good. Yeah. So these are experiences that, normally I think there'll be a lot of probably like sound healings and yoga classes and things like that. In the summer, that stuff is a little bit slower because a lot of times that stuff happens outdoors. Like I know at the Botanical Garden, there's a really beautiful sound ceremony that they do and that kind of thing. So I picked some kind of fun ones to mix in for this upcoming week here. So did you know that at the Grand Hyatt in Scottsdale, you can learn how to make sushi on Fridays? They have sushi making classes.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're just super like creative. They're very fun. They're very social. They're going to be held every single Friday throughout the rest of August. This is at the Grand Hyatt Scottsdale. That's off of 7500 East Doubletree Ranch Road. You do need to call and get the cost from the hotel to enroll, and you do need to pre-register because obviously they'll need to know how many supplies and things like that to put out for the class. But I just think what a fun thing. I'm sure you get to eat what you make. Or maybe get to eat what the chef makes if yours doesn't turn out so good.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Or community platter.
Yeah, but that's
Enjoy.
that's something you could do by yourself and go meet some really cool people. You could do that with friends or a
Right.
couple. But I just think it'd be
I
kind
wonder
of
if there's any sake involved.
sake is always involved with sushi, isn't it? Isn't
Well,
that a
well,
right
one
like
would
a?
think so. I'm just kind of wondering. It's like, well,
I would hope so. Maybe after the class. Maybe you're not drunk sake making sushi, but afterwards. Another one is, it's called Sip and Spin Mixology at the Eden Rooftop Bar. And so this is basically, it's a rooftop cocktail experience. You can either do mocktails or cocktails. And it's happening on Friday, August 29th. And this is just a really, again, kind of a chill way to meet some folks, be out. It's going to be hot, I know, but the rooftop views are pretty incredible from Eden. And I just love this idea of kind of socializing as a wind down. I don't think that I do that very well, and I'm trying to incorporate that into my life a little bit more. Because I always feel like I'm in high pressure, like I'm networking, I'm doing something like with purpose, and
Right.
I like this idea of just enjoying.
And I also like the idea that it's like you can do a cocktail or still something special with a mocktail.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know if y'all have seen a lot of the stories that have been coming out, but alcohol consumption is way down. Like hospitality, restaurant industries are seeing a really big dip in alcohol sales. So these younger generations just aren't really drinking alcohol the way that your generation or my generation did.
Right.
And for me, I do drink, but I drink rarely because of my migraines. And so having a non-alcoholic option,
at a lot more places has been wonderful.
Right.
Because I mean, for most of my life, I did not have a mocktail option, you know, that
Right,
still
like
looked fun.
Water or soda was the option.
Yeah.
But now it's like you can get something special as well.
Yep.
And so it's
I
kind of
know.
it's like the modern Shirley Temple.
It is, yeah, which I would sometimes order.
Yeah, or I guess or Rob Roy, depending on. They're really the same thing.
They really are, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I have no shame ordering a Shirley Temple. I
Nor
like a
Rob
Shirley
Roy.
Temple.
So
I picked this book to recommend to you all because I was thinking about, remember that guest we had on where she was talking about, this was back in our little studio, and we made some food platters with her about beautiful food and pretty food. Yeah, I loved that. I felt like that was really relaxing and just kind of like a fun thing to do. So this is kind of on the same line. It's called The Art of Simple Food by Alice Waters. And it's all about mindful cooking and kind of doing some self-care through food. And I love that idea. Like, even our producer, Anne, has been really being intentional about what food she's making and how she's nourishing and feeding her body. And she says she feels this big difference, you know, like in her energy and her moods. And
and with Alice's cooking, that's what it's all about. I mean, it's all about this intentional looking at the earth. She was one of the first ones to really do the seasonal menu.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So check that out if you have any interest in it. And then just a couple quick things that you can also check out if you're interested. We actually have folks that do yoga up in our tower on the 11th floor on Tuesdays at 5:30. What a killer view. Can you imagine doing yoga up there? That'll be right around sunset, you know, probably towards the end. So yeah, that's something you can always check out if you're into just moving your body, need kind of a break for that. And then the other one I wanted to share is Curious Nature, one of my favorite shops. They are hosting a tarot class, and they're focusing on the sun, the moon, and the star cards. And so this is happening on, let me see, I think it's September 6th they're doing this. Yep, September 6th, 1 to 4 p.m. So if you're deeply into tarot or just want to learn a little bit more, I actually like sometimes not trying to dive into the whole tarot deck and just picking a couple cards to learn about.
When you look at the entire deck of just trying to grasp the entire thing.
It is. And these are really, really good ones to think about and to consider and to kind of have in your repertoire. So yeah, Curious Nature is just freaking cool. Like, you will, if you've never been there, you will enjoy a visit to Curious Nature.
Right, and they have a variety of other classes as well. I mean, you could learn to taxidermy.
You can learn to taxidermy. You can talk to a mortician, which I keep wanting to go to, but I keep being unavailable for my book. I want to go to one of the mortician talks.
So, so when I was in grade school, they made you write a career paper.
Yeah.
And I was like, my career of choice was a mortician because you would never be unemployed. You would always have business.
That's true.
And they immediately said I had to go talk to the school psychologist because they were concerned.
Jeez.
And so my parents got called in, and there you go.
That's silly. So silly. I know I got called in for something like that too. I said something about death.
I know, and I'm like,
and my parents got called in. I think I wrote about it in a story or something, like about death, and they were like, "Oh, we're concerned." Right. My dad was like, "She had a death in the family. She was sharing about her experience."
Right. You asked about a career, and so it's a career.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the issue.
Whatever.
So.
Okay. Well. Curious Nature does other things other than just death, by the way. But there is a lot of death there.
There is a lot of death, but it's more of a celebration.
It is.
And so.
Yeah.
Of transformation.
And it's just a funky collection of oddities and kind of cool stuff. One of my first introduction to it was for my birthday one year. Pat got me a taxidermied pufferfish. And I was like, where did you get this? And he told me about Curious Nature. So, yeah. But anyway, I hope that you spend some time this week doing something that lights you up and taking care of yourself, whether that's good food, a social experience, learning something new. But however you take care of yourself, let us know. Would love to hear about it at On the Morning Show on Instagram. And keep it right here. We'll be right back with more good stuff.
Melissa.
Hey, Marshall.
How did you get here today?
In a car.
Driving on what?
Tires? Wheels? Is this a trick question?
No.
Asphalt?
Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so imagine 1929.
Okay.
I mean, you had things like Route 66 had just been around for a few years. You had people could have taken a train, maybe a trolley to get around.
Oh, I love train travel.
So you just also started having planes coming across.
Okay.
And if you could imagine on a late August looking up and seeing this humongous silver thing about 3 blocks long making
Whoa.
a beeline for you, you would have seen the Graf Zeppelin.
Oh, a
Now-
blimp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that Zeppelin was the first to make a round the world visit.
Okay.
And so it had left from LA, was on its way to El Paso, and so it came through Arizona, first Yuma, Phoenix, Tempe, Mesa, and on to Tucson. And the mayor of Tucson kept
Martian's popular.
saying, "Blimp, stop here. We want you to come and visit us." And people were gathering, getting on rooftops anywhere they could to see this
Yeah.
humongous thing coming. And I think it would have been such a sight to see
I bet.
this thing. And it did not make a stop in Arizona.
That's sad.
I know, even with all those invitations from Tucson, it didn't happen. But then the next year, you could send a postcard via Zeppelin. And so that is exactly what Tovre did. He sent a postcard from Tempe
Okay.
to Phoenix to his wife.
Okay.
And so it basically traveled not just 10 miles, it traveled around the globe pretty much.
Yeah.
And even with that, the blimp never touched down in Arizona. But now it's like it was the Tovre postcard, which you can find down at Tucson at the Postal Museum.
Okay.
They actually have it on display, which I think
That's
is
cool.
really
Yeah.
cool. Now, you could do all of this, and it was based in 1930, and it cost like $1.20, which would have been an exorbitant amount.
Yeah, that's a lot back then.
But there were all these different articles in newspapers saying, "Hey, so and so sent a postcard. So and so sent a postcard." Now, it was just before they actually bought the castle, so it didn't go to Tovre Castle,
Okay.
but later they could send mail directly to Tovre Castle. It was not until years later, with Goodyear, they actually did have blimps that touched down in Arizona.
Oh, yay,
right
Goodyear.
here. So I just thought it was funny that it's like we've got like these two instances of blimp history, of mail, and of just flying through, but it took Goodyear to actually get us
Goodyear
a
blimp?
touchdown blimp.
Was it as big as the other one? The
I
Zeppelin?
think it was a little smaller,
Yeah.
but not, I mean, it wasn't like micro.
Oh, okay. Because it looks smaller. Like the Goodyear
So-
blimp looks significantly
Yeah, I mean, well,
smaller.
it was. I mean, those first blimps were just so huge, and they also toted. I mean, I think it had the Graf Zeppelin had like 21 people on it,
Okay.
so it needed a lot of buoyancy to stay up.
I think the first time I saw that was in a movie, in the Indiana Jones movie, when him and his
oh,
father
yeah.
are on the blimp. Yeah, and I was like, wow, that was a thing, huh?
Oh, it was a huge
So-
thing, and so people just think of the Hindenburg, but
Yeah.
that was just one of many Zeppelins, dirigibles. I mean, I remember being in Oregon and going to the Dirigible Museum.
Okay.
And it was all about how for World War II they had developed these dirigibles. Or
Yeah.
was it World War I? I forget which war. But they had created these dirigibles that would travel the country. So they had some of these huge big barns
Yeah.
to house them.
Interesting. Huh.
But with Goodyear, they actually had like the balloon ladies because those Macy's Parade balloons
Yeah.
used the same blimp technology to make them and sew them and everything
Oh, I
else.
didn't know that.
So you had these blimp ladies out in Goodyear making some of those early Macy's Parade balloons.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
And so I guess that's history for another time.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that probably closer to Christmas. We actually find photos of some of those.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
And so, all right. So be sure to keep checking us out for more entrepreneurial fun as well as more history. Stick around.